introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. So, as explained by Michael, I will speak today as the chairman of the European Technology Platform for High Performance Computing, and I will, during my presentation, I will elaborate a little bit more on the role of this organization. So the title of my talk is to present the view of this community, the community that developed HPC technology in Europe, and to explain you how we see the development of this community and why we believe that it's important to have this community in Europe and how this community will serve the overall objectives to have a very strong HPC ecosystem in Europe. So to start, perhaps it's important to define a little bit what I mean by ecosystem. When we speak about the HPC ecosystem, of course, you have the technology providers that will provide the technologies. You have then the people that will build the HPC systems and will integrate different kind of technologies together to have something which start to be usable. And after that, you need, of course, some not only hardware technologies but also software technologies, and more and more the two hardware and software has to be co-designed, has to be designed together. After that, you have, let's say, the way to provide access to the system, and more we'll see HPC that will be accessed on demand, so on the cloud, and with services around that. You will have also the usage of HPC system by computing centers that will serve the community, and here you have also a lot of people that will provide services, different kind, to optimize the code, to give, let's say, user support. And it's important also to take into account their let's say, criteria and the productivity they would like to have for the system. You have also the people providing the applications. So, of course, some are made by the user themselves, but some are provided by independent software company. And it's very important when you speak about what should be the ecosystem in Europe to have in mind these people. And after that, you are more on the user side, and so here I pick industrial usage because Sylvie has already developed the usage by the scientific community. And most of the time in the industry and also in science, you have already several communities on the user side. The people that develop the usage of the simulation, and the real end users that really are here to design the products that need the simulation or that have the overall objective. And so, really, if we want to have a sound system in Europe, we need to be strong in all these different elements. Most of the time, the people see, let's say, the flow of a provider that supplies something to a consumer, but more and more in HPC, I believe what we need to have in mind is the fact that all the people of this community need to interact together, and I will give an example at the end of this presentation. And it's that, the fact that you have a very connected ecosystem and strength in every domain that will make you really efficient in using HPC and developing, let's say, the benefit of these technologies. So, some word now for the ETP for HPC. So the ETP for HPC, if we come back, is more the part that produce and develop the system and the technologies. And here you have a list of the members of this association, which is, by the way, a completely open association to all organizations that is doing research on HPC technology in Europe. We have a strong involvement of industrial players because we have 41 companies and a lot of SMEs among these companies, so it's very good. And also we interact already with computing centers or research centers in Europe that develop also HPC technology. This ecosystem is here really to build something that is competitive on a worldwide level. We really believe that there are, let's say, the opportunity for the European player to develop something that is at the best level worldwide, and so to develop this supply chain that was mentioned by Gustav in his talk. So one of the key important role of ETP for HPC is to develop what is called a strategic research agenda, which gives an idea of what should be the priority in terms of research on HPC technology in Europe. So we have already done this twice, and we will do it again in 2016 and 17 in order to issue a new strategic research agenda that will define the objective of the work program 2018-2020 of the Horizon 2020 program. So this roadmap is of course used by the European Commission to define the goals of the different work programs. What is interesting to notice is the fact that from the first strategic research agenda, which was issued in 2014, and the one that has been issued end of 2015, we had much more experts in Europe that has been participating to the design of this strategic research agenda. In total, I believe that 180 people has given inputs in order to define the priorities, and it has been really, let's say, collaborative effort to achieve, to issue this document. So what we have found during this different element to build this strategic research agenda. First of all, we, of course, have seen people asking for extreme scale performance. Sylvie has shown a lot of good results of press. This kind of community is asking for more and more performance, and it's really important to sell this needs. You have also industrial users like oil and gas, which are saying, okay, as soon as you have a more powerful system, I will buy it. And so it's important to design with this ambition to provide more performance. But at the same time, if you look at the HPC ecosystem, you see a lot of people saying, okay, I care about performance, I care about usability, I care about affordability, and if you can progress to the highest level of performance and at the same time provide me something which is more easy to use, it will be really nice. And so we really notice this, and we believe that also for the European industry it's important to have the two objectives in mind. So to be able to provide let's say, very high-end performance, but at the same time not to forget that there is a wider market that need some improved technologies in order to serve the needs of the SMEs, to be sure that the impact of HPC will be maximized in the economy of Europe. So it's why we have structured the strategic research agenda recommendation around 4 directions. So the first one is to develop basic technologies, and you see here that we have, let's say, technology related to hardware architecture, software management and system software, programming environment, and also algorithms for, let's say, new methods. And so this first objective is here to build, let's say, the new element of the engine of HPC that will be useful for, let's say, the very fast car that will be for, let's say, the exascale system, and also that will serve, let's say, the more common usage of HPC. The second direction is based on this technology. If we want to achieve exascale, we need really to find the right balance and to improve the resilience and to, let's say, do the right trade-off to have something that will achieve a very good energy efficiency. And so it's another domain that we believe is important for the research in Europe. And the third domain that we notice is the fact that in order, again, to maximize the impact of HPC, we need to have in mind that HPC has to expand. And we see expansion, of course, in the domain of big data and the convergence of big data and HPC. But also we believe that HPC would be used for the control of very complex systems. And again, we want to have this in mind when developing the basic technologies that are important, because it will broaden again the market, and it will help the supplier industry to have better return on investment. And of course, the last topic is mainly to let's say, help the usage of HPC to increase the competence and the skill in HPC in Europe. So what is important to notice in comparison with the first analysis we made is the fact that we see more and more emphasis on security and also in virtualization. And you see that these two elements are important. Also, if you want to develop HPC in the field of big data, I believe it's something that will be very mandatory for these domains. And of course, we have a strong demand on, let's say, increasing the usability and the affordability of the solution we will develop. So here I have, let's say, make a summary of the recommendation we have, let's say, prepared for, and this recommendation will be used for the work program 2016-17. The two goals for HPC research has been issued, and you can look on the website of the European Commission if you are interested. So I would like also to comment a little bit about what is already going on in the HPC technology ecosystem right now. So we had a first call in 2013, and so 14, sorry. And so now all the first set of projects have started. And so you see that there are a lot of projects related to software technologies in order to, again, develop programming models to have, let's say, also the management of the energy efficiency of a big HPC system. And so all these different projects have started and have already, let's say, worked on an interesting piece of technologies that will be useful for the next step of the program that will be developed again with the new initiative of the European Cloud initiative that has been announced by the European Commission. Beside this, let's say, more system software project, you have some projects that are here to develop the basic component for the next generation of application. And here you have some of the names of the projects that will work in this direction. You have also some project more related to architecture, and here you see that there are a variety of axes developed in Europe. Some are related to usage of heterogeneous computing architecture with different kind of cores that will contribute to solve problems. You see also the fact that we have some projects that use FPGAs because it's interesting technology to serve certain specific applications. And you can see also some projects related to improve the energy efficiency of the computing part of HPC system. And of course, projects that work on new storage and new I/O solution. And I will come back to that in a minute. Again, to complete the landscape on, let's say, the technology point of view, we have also the Center of Excellence. And so here you have the list of the Center of Excellence that has started also, most of them in September of last year, so 9 months ago. And you see that most of them are related to sectors, scientific sectors. And one is more transversal, which is the POP, which is dedicated to the optimization of the performance of application. And again, I think it's important to see that in Europe we are developing centers that will serve, that will propose services to the community, and it's important to use them as much as possible. So, to finish my presentation, I would like to come back a little bit to why it's really important to work together, both as technology providers and, let's say, the people that run the system and the people that are more on the user side. And for that, I will take the example of the evolution we see on the memory hierarchy of HPC system. So in the past, you know that we had a good architecture, but only with 3 levels. The cache, which was very close to the compute element, the memory, which was, let's say, on the board, and after that, we, for persistent data, on the storage with hard disk. Now we have a more complex hierarchy, which is mandatory because we want to increase the performance. So, besides the cache, we have more bandwidth with the memory that is more or less now, not now, but in a closed future will be on the same package as the compute element. We will still have the memory. We have also put in the architecture some non-volatile memory that will help us to, let's say, store some of the data without putting them on disk. And so this new hierarchy can be very useful for a lot of usage. You can use checkpoint more easily, of course, with the memory in the package. You will improve the performance of your code, which are memory bound. You can also do some visualization on the fly of your simulation due to this new architecture. But if we really want to design the right APIs for all this new hardware, and if we want to optimize the number, let's say if we want to size correctly both the high memory bandwidth and the non-volatile memory in a HPC system, we need to work closely with the user community in order to have, let's say, a good view of what could be done with these new technologies. And so I really believe that it's one of the key elements that will be important to develop in Europe, a strong connection between all the communities. So to conclude, I think that we need to increase the collaboration between the different parts of the ecosystem. So EDB for HPC is playing a role here. We have started to establish a user contact group. We are also working with to coordinate the effort of all the HPC projects that has been launched, especially in the domain of software and energy efficiency. And this, let's say, collaboration can also be, let's say, in the action list of everyone in Europe. And we believe that we will, with the effort of every players, we will build a very strong community that will have, let's say, a great place in the, at least the top three in terms of usage of the HPC and efficiency of the usage of HPC in Europe. Thank you.